Thank you very much, Johannes, for this impressive starting point, and very much welcome to this European Citizen Initiative Summit 2011. My name is Bruno Kaufmann. I'm one of the co-organizers of this summit. I'm a member of the Initiative and Referendum Institute, which in fact is 10 years old this year, and since we have been founded, we have very much been involved in working around the making of the European Citizen Initiative. And I'm very happy that we are now here in Vienna for this sixth summit since 2006. We had two first meetings called European Citizen Initiative Summits in Brussels, at a time where still the principle of the initiative was in discussion, where still the Lisbon Treaty wasn't ratified, where still the discussions in Europe were very much about should we have such an initiative right or not. Then we had two meetings, bigger meetings in Salzburg during the time when the procedure was very intensively discussed, and where all these practical questions regarding procedure were put into question. And now it's the first such summit after the agreement of the Parliament, of the Council on the procedure, and now, as Johannes have said, it will be about practice. And if we look into what we are doing now, in fact, we are, I must say, a little bit proud to have, for the very first time in world history, the chance to discuss the possibility of having such a participative, direct democratic right on a transnational level. And of course, it's always a little bit a risk to have nice and big and words around that, but I'm still, if we are looking around the world, how big countries, how big powers are behaving and dealing with issues and what they are celebrating, I think we can be quite proud to celebrate such a thing this week, to have the European Citizen Initiative at this Europe Day 2011 in our hands and to be able to do something. I think it makes sense to be humble in attitude, but ambitious in strategy, and that's something which I think Europe is very good in. But we are only at the beginning, and looking out into the world, what has been one of the key developments in the last decades has been that democracy has, of course, been put into question, but also in many ways been democratized by the understanding that the democracy is not what we have had maybe 50, 100 years ago as a purely parliamentarian nation-state-based system, but it must also be more than that. It must be including the people's right to influence the agenda, to be also be part of the decision-making at certain points, and now also to have these possibilities on the transnational level. What the European Citizen Initiative as a third big aspect is introducing is also the possibility to use the new digital means in this measure. So I think what the European Citizen Initiative in a way embodies is the challenge of democracy in the 21st century, which means that it has to become more participative, more transnational, and more digital. And this instrument gives us the chance to make a practice out of that, and that's a huge and a fascinating project. But I think the understanding which has been raised during this debate also with the Lisbon Treaty is that the modern representative democracy is both based on an indirect and a direct notion of participation. And we have these articles which will be discussed heavily during today and tomorrow, and we will also look into how now this practice can work. And obviously, what is the new principle of participation on transnational level is now embodied in this new procedure, and we are talking about this practice. When the principle, in a way, is green, the procedure is still a little bit yellow because there are still questions to be settled, to be discussed, and practice is, in a way, still red because we haven't started yet. It will start next year. And all these different levels will create, out of this summit, in a way, also a call to all involved actors or good forces to do the best out of it, because we can already see there is a skepticism around in Europe, which means that many people don't really want to deal with this issue of the European Citizen Initiative or even try to introduce new hurdles. So our call, which will also be entering our common declaration as the Vienna Declaration for the European Citizen Initiative, will include a call towards the member states to create really citizens-friendly provisions for the implementation of the ECI. We will also call to the European institutions, the European Commission and other EU bodies to use this year to make the best out of it and to inform the people about this new right, because it will all be about also the knowledge of using this right in the right way and to be supported. And there the civil society organizations are coming in, of course, because it will be the people who are really caring about this instrument who are called upon to support, to help, to provide assistance. And I'm very happy that we are here in Austria because, as Johannes Pichler already have said, Austria is in a way also a co-father of this instrument, by having such an instrument since 1921 in its constitution, by being one of the first countries to launch the idea of the European Citizen Initiative at intergovernmental conferences. So I really hope that this Austrian interest, this care about this instrument will continue and that we can really make an added value out of this work. And finally, I think it will be a call out of this summit to the citizens of Europe to really see this as an opportunity and not just another empty channel of propaganda by somebody, to say that this instrument is something real, it will be something real and something which we can do in practice. So I would like to welcome you to these discussions. It will be a lot of hard work, and it's still a lot of hard work to make this European Citizen Initiative working. And before I will call the first panel to come here up, I would like just to give you a small announcement about tonight. We will have the honor to have a reception at the Bundeskanzleramt, the Prime Minister's office, which is just on the other side here of the street, which is at Ballhausplatz 2 at 7 p.m. So you are all welcome to this reception tonight.